Our next guest is one of the most recognizable socio-cultural leaders in the Southwest, the national coordinator of the Odua People's Congress, a traditionalist, activist, and prominent Yoruba leader. Well, Are Ono Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Gani Adams, joins us on Sunrise Daily this morning. Iba, it is lovely to have you on the program. We wish we were having you under a different set of circumstances. But I'm sure that you have also seen what has happened in the communities where these abductions have taken place, and the very gruesome message sent by these terrorists who have carried out these abductions. How did you, and I'm sure those that you lead, feel about the videos that have now made the rounds?
Well, it's very sad that such a thing is happening in Yoruba land now. We have the opinion that the security of Southwest is still far from other political zones in Nigeria. But what happened in Oriri local government in Oyo State 2 days ago was very sad and is highly condemnable. We have had series of kidnapping in different states, but we have not witnessed mass kidnapping in Yoruba land. And that shows that the Yoruba people, Yoruba race, and Southwest must prepare for this issue of insecurity. And I've been raising about that we have been seriously infiltrated. Precisely November last year, I mentioned 4 states that these criminals have infiltrated these states. I mentioned Ondo State, Ekiti State, Osun State, and Oyo State. And there was a time, practically I mentioned Ogun State. But as the Are Ono Kakanfo of Yoruba land, I have the limit power to involve in security agitations of our country, especially Yoruba land. I've written to the Southwest governor that there is a need for collaboration on the issue of security. All hands must be on decks on these ugly issues. But for the past 2 years, it did not reply me. And I have put it out in different media platforms. We have held the World Press Conference on this issue about 5 months ago. There is need for the Are Ono Kakanfo through Are in Council and 14 different organizations, not only Odua People's Congress, to collaborate with the government. Even in the level of local government, it's very, very important. It's very, very important that we should collaborate so that we can be useful on intelligent gathering and with the mass followers we have and the security. These voluntary organizations they can help the government. But I don't know why they refuse. And people continue to put blame on me. Some people thought you are the Are Ono Kakanfo of Yoruba land, you refuse to do something on the issue of insecurity that is threatening our commercial activities, even threatening our, because virtually 9 Yoruba land that I know well when I was home I normally leave in the evening, like 5, 6 p.m. without fear of any insecurity or criminal. Now, if you have enough security men in your company, in the especially major road, Ibadan, or people might come in Arigidi. So I think it is us is see this issue must be treated with the seriousness, not with politics.
Well, Alright, it does appear that your audio is fading somewhat. We hope that we are able to correct that as we go forward in this conversation. But let me quickly, take your mind back, because you said that you had initially issued a warning precisely in November last year, announcing the fact that there has been an incursion and that, certain states were in danger. You named the states to be Ondo, Ekiti, Osun, or your states. But some people will say even before that time, we had witnessed some incursions. For instance, what happened in Owo, the murder we saw in Owo of people in churches who were just in a church who had just gone to worship. And that already gave an inkling of what was to come. We already saw the gathering of governors and the birth of Amotekun, as it were. And people believed that Amotekun was going to be another extra layer, or shall I say a layer beneath the police that could help with local intelligence gathering and also help solve issues like this. But it does appear that we are underestimating these terrorists and their intentions, especially in many communities in the Southwest. So can you tell us what your group has been able to gather so far, what the RA in council and the people at the grassroots where your influence is felt, what is it that they have seen so far that governments at the top are yet to really see?
Hello, my dear sister, are you hearing me? The network is
loud and clear. I can hear you, sir.
now. Yeah. Please repeat the question again.
I was asking, I was trying to take your mind back to a bit of history and what we have seen so far in terms of the security threats. But I was going to ask you what precisely you have now seen at the grassroots level that the leaders at the top are yet to see.
Okay, let me just speak on what you have said. The opportunity to have grassroots followers. You don't have our workshops as an organization. And we have the opportunity to know what is happening and to know what, and that gives and having on what from some state and community and travel to yes, 7 countries, and I see how the security acts as it must be on decks on the issue of security of the country. Something that was not paid confidently give government and what will happen to them or their neighbors. So I think something like that in there. You should not have the mindset that the issue of security agencies and apart from a collaboration suggested that the issue of police is I don't know why the presidency continue to dodge the. We are thinking of politics, and you are pushing back from proper. First priority of any government is to get life out. And day by day, we are witnessing serious issues on the rate of life in different parts of the country. Today in still in broad day in casino markets. And by tomorrow, that something happened. And I even realized international media of publishing is happening in Nigeria negatively. Has been a daily on our country. The presidency, we know that anything that happens on that state, the blame always be on the father of the country. And the international community will even blame the government. All issue happening in jurisdiction or own area to the president. I think it's very, very important that the president for the state and local government to have their own security. You can't run from this issue. When you know be hearing bad news today, and the image presidency seriously now moving to the election period by next year. And, for them to the people, if you can't secure them in the country they are in, fear come to our country every day because the news that is split on the security. So we have to do everything disposal. The take its decision on the issue of state police, even local government said we need some people will say they will cast the governor will criticize public government. The governor is the chief security officer of the state. Reflected mandates. And when this thing reflects in the document on our practice it, realism we are practicing, how should 9 states have their own security at minimal stage? The issue of protecting active than we have now, but the government refuses to carry like AK-47 is subjugated arms that are discriminate. Well, having a modern weapon, AK-47, machine gun, okay.
It does appear that we have lost the area on Okankanfo there on this. There's been a technical problem. I will be looking forward to reconnecting with him, but the conversation continues to happen as to how it is that we can, wake up the security network, particularly at the grassroots level. He's been saying that there have been conversations or attempts at conversation with the state and federal governments, but it doesn't look like there's been a lot of traction in that regard. Well, we'll look to see how we can reconnect with Are and ask him a few questions, especially with regards to state police, which is one of the options that is being considered right now, especially in the wake of this latest attack on Oyo State. Are, it appears that you're back.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can hear me. Sorry, your network went off briefly. I do know, I think you were mentioning something along the lines of state police. I do not know if you also think that would be one way to go to be able to help solve this problem in Nigeria in general, and particularly in Yoruba land.
State police with the collaboration with the private group we have. State police. They are running from state police. You are confirming on the problem. Insecurity. Giving us a signal that you are not serious with the insecurity. Have the responsibility to, likewise, federal government have the responsibility to their life and property. Government in charge of grassroots. The issue of security is local. The issue of security is local. And if you can't allow the local government going to produce there is something to it. The issue of thing.
So do you believe then that instead of state police, we should have community police? Is that what you're proposing?
Community police was reflecting in the Nigerian police was like an inforce beyond the police that were pronounced by the federal police. We need is arms. Even you don't use local state police. We need a because the insecurity is local. What now when you in the local when the news just drop out with in Badon, we heard that the issue in Oriri local government in Ogomosh that share by Kwara State. And you know what happened in Kwara State? Community have been affected by insecurity. I believe this criminal move to come and cause this out in Oyo State. And I believe that if the security agency, the case, these people that have been captive in Kwara can still hold in Oyo State. The infiltration came serious. We have to see community police with arms, not by info. A community police on informants. The issue of informant, the level of a crime stage using some informant, information only. We need policing. Either by the local, supervised by the governor of.
Well, I do know that my colleague Ayo also has questions for you. Over now to you, Ayo.
Well, thank you, Mawkwe. I'm actually hoping, Are, that you can hear me very well, because I would like us to take a bit of a historical trajectory. As a result of what the OPC, the Odua People's Congress, did, earlier on in this republic, the Arewa Youth Congress, Arewa People's Congress also came on, and their objective was also to do what exactly the OPC was doing. The OPC back then, among other things, was a kind of vigilante organization in the southwest of Nigeria. And I know that while the OPC reigned supreme, hardly would anyone attempt any kind of attack on the on any part of the southwest. I know that because even in the northeast, when all kinds of insecurity was happening, they had what they called a civilian joint task force, which pretty much did what OPC did back then in the southwest and helped to forestall a lot of these insecurity issues. I'm wondering, is that something, did the OPC go under? What exactly happened? Because that was probably some kind of support for the official police at the time. Can you hear me, sir?
Back. I can hear you back.
Okay. So I don't know if did you get the question?
Okay, you are talking OPC.
Yes.
In terms of security in 1999 to 2005.
Did it go under?
Okay, Mr. Ayo.
Yes, I am. I said, did it go under?
Respond.
Go ahead, we can hear you.
What did we are is it open? We are suggesting to the Southwest an organization. OPC is one of the coalitions talking about. We're talking of stakeholders. It's a group that was formed about 7 years ago. We have OP. Even we have group, 14 different groups that will collaborate, talking beyond. And mind you, the OPC was talking about in 1995, 2005, OPC have been more organized beyond what you people thought. By time, we have very good structure. It's happening in 1999 to 2005. And we're talking of a group, coalition of it, which is 14 different groups that will collaborate on on the issue of even going to the police and confront these criminals. Even though if government is not ready to state police, this group can be held level. So from that, we will reduce the issue of psychologically of OPC, what OPC can do. And if government just announced that this to collaborate with us, I think it will go a long way to reduce crime in Southwest. It's going now. Our region is the next target to these criminals. Witnessing for the last 3 months is not what we have been witnessing before. Before we always have our boundary, attack in our boundary, a boundary of Kogi, and a boundary from maybe Osun, okay. Now, from recorded for the past 3 months, show that we have been seriously to go. 2 places attack in Ibadan. 4 go serious in the areas. And we have been hearing about what happened in Akure. But the issue of kidnapping more close to the commercial of Nigeria, which is Lagos. From information in said it last that Lagos too have been infiltrated. Their target is not to alone, is to cause destruction. And when you are a whole Kakamfo land, you don't even call him to hear him. I show that on the insecurity. He's saying this. Even the commoner giving kind of information has the right to invite him and what can we do? Even though you don't need to collaborate.
Well,
no one
I think that the information that you've just given us. Iba, I think that, the information that you've just given us now with regards to suspicions around K2 in Lagos, I mean, it sounds more to me like intelligence, really. We're hoping that, that formal government leaders will reach out. And I'm also hoping that you two would not relent. You wouldn't give up in your reaching out to government officials to share with them what it is that you have, because at the end of the day, what we really want to see is not just a safer Yoruba land, but also a safer Nigeria by extension. We have to thank you for speaking with us this morning. It's been a pretty difficult conversation because of the technical connection. We're hoping that we'll have you in our studios sometime soon, that you'll grant us the honor of your presence in one of our studios, either in Lagos or Abuja, whenever it is that you're there. We can have a more robust conversation. But thank you so much for joining us this morning, Iba Gani Adams, who's the Are Ono Kankanfo of Yoruba Land. Thank you for speaking with us on Sunrise Daily.
Thank you.